Before boarding his flight home, Bennett described the time with President Biden as a direct and personal connection based on trust.
We achieved all of the objectives for the trip, and even beyond that. We agreed with the Americans on a joint strategic effort to halt the Iranian nuclear race. We have taken a significant step in equipping and building Israeli power.
While the two leaders differ in approach, they agree Iran must never get a nuclear weapon.
We're putting diplomacy first and seeing where that takes us. But if diplomacy fails, we're ready to turn to other options.
These very days illustrate what the world would look like if a radical Islamic regime acquired a nuclear weapon. That marriage would be a nuclear nightmare for the entire world. Iran is the world's #1 exporter of terror, instability, and human rights violations.
Bennett highlighted Israel's strategy.
First goal is to stop Iran on its regional aggression and start rolling him back into the box. And the second is to permanently keep Iran away from ever being able to break out a nuclear weapon.
Meanwhile, hundreds of Hamas-backed Palestinians launched a series of violent nighttime protests Saturday along the Gaza border. Their goal is to pressure Israel into easing the current economic blockade against them.
As I already said, we will operate in Gaza according to our interests. As far as I'm concerned, the address in Gaza was and remains Hamas.
Early Sunday, Israeli fighter jets struck a Hamas military compound and the entrance to a terror tunnel. The IDF stated the strikes were in response to the violent riots. While this is the worst violence since May's 11-day war, the question is whether this might signal renewed escalation. Julie Stahl, CBN News, Jerusalem.